Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust, September 28, 2010. First order of business is to approve the minutes. Are there no minutes?
I move approval.
I don't see any minutes.
I think the general manager was unavailable to sign the minutes, and maybe they didn't get put in.
Oh, okay. We will pass on the minutes for this time, and we'll begin with the Suburban School District application for funding.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have a single application for your consideration this afternoon. It comes to us from Midwest City, Del City, $122,950, and this is for paving and drainage improvements at the Midwest City High School. We do have a representative with us today if you have any questions.
Other questions? I would recognize a motion for approval.
So moved, Mr.
Been
Chairman.
moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We're ready to vote. Next, we have three financial reports. Mr. Winger.
Thank you. The first two are actually the revenue and obligation reports. As you remember, each year we go through a year-end closing, and so it delays our June report. Attached are the June and July reports. The June is item A, and the July is item B. I'll just reference the figures that are in item B since they're the most current. Total trust revenue to date is $568,373,866. The total available for ID9 projects is now at $189 million, and there's $16.6 million remaining in the suburban district accounts. We do have the detailed reports attached. The third item that is included in item 3 is the trust payments for the period of August 25th through September 16th. There's 56 tax payments exceeding $7.6 million, 5 bond payments at approximately $1.5 million. Again, the details are attached and can answer any questions that you may have.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion to approve and ratify all three reports.
So moved.
Moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Next item, approve the final plans and specifications for Hawthorne Elementary School and authorize the Secretary to advertise for bids to be received October 26, 2010, project ES 52.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're pleased to bring this project forward to you. We do have Brian Goes from Mass Architects to make the presentation and answer any questions.
Thanks, Eric. It's my pleasure to be here this afternoon to present to you our final plans for Hawthorne Elementary School. We'll be looking at the scope of the project, reviewing the site and facilities assessment, reviewing our construction documents, the cost estimate, the anticipated schedule, and then I'll open up for questions and answers. Our scope for the project is to create a contemporary pre-K through 6th grade learning environment for a total of 520 students at the existing Hawthorne Elementary. In order to do this, we'll be renovating the entire existing facility and providing an addition of new administration service area, new classrooms, a media center, and associated support spaces. Site and facilities assessment had identified a number of existing items that require special attention on our part at this project. We're going to repair and replace the majority of the existing perimeter fencing, make accessibility improvements, provide additional parking, replace all of the existing flooring, all existing ceiling tiles, door hardware, provide handicap modifications to the existing restrooms, replace the lighting throughout the existing building, install and add on to the existing fire alarm system. Everything that we can paint will be painted. There'll be an elevator to provide handicap access to the existing second floor. We'll be replacing the clock and bell system and repairing the drinking fountains. In looking at how to solve this problem, there was a number of really what was in our mind safety issues at this school. Too many entries and the associated inability to control those entries, as well as that in looking at the site plan graphic you see in front of you, the existing parking lot is located in the area that we have identified as the addition. This created a lot of conflict in traffic between kids and cars, and we always like to separate those whenever possible. So our solution was to relocate the existing parking lot out onto the east side of the site, which is currently the playground, thus allowing us to provide a one-story addition across the back or the west side of the site. Looking at the floor plan, the be providing, up on the top part of the plan, you can see 4 new kindergarten classrooms, 4 new first grade classrooms. The majority of the area in the green is provided the kind of the common services with the greatly expanded cafeteria, art and music classroom, media center, and computer classroom. Not much of an addition on the second floor, with the exception of down in the very bottom corner, you can see where the elevator comes up to provide service to that level. We're really excited about reintroducing a really great historic building to this neighborhood. And this great entry that exists right now is really only used by the students when they go out to the playground. So this will now serve as the single identifiable image of Hawthorne Elementary once the renovations are complete. Often say that as architects we sometimes think that we've done our best job when you can't tell whether we had been there. And this is a view of our one-story addition. You can kind of see the two-story addition poking up from the back, 2 symmetrical wings, and then the area in between the wings will be developed as a playground area for the younger children. The new entrance lobby leading into the media center, a view of the inside of the media center. The existing cafeteria at Hawthorne is extremely small, and they have to have additional seatings in order to account, because of the lack of capacity of the room. We'll be expanding that by approximately 4 times. One of the new classrooms, providing different color schemes based on teacher preferences. Our cost estimate, we currently estimate the total project to be $4,330,515. Our implementation plan budget was $4,343,050, so we currently stand about $13,000 under the budget. We will be offering a number of alternate bid items as part of the construction package, the circular drop-off that you saw in the earlier rendering. Additional cost to provide a completely new roof. The existing roof, the major deficiencies are that it has no insulation and it's dead flat. It has no slope to the drains. There's some of the existing HVAC systems could stand some improvement. The playground equipment will be bid as an alternate bid item, and there's additional areas of masonry restoration that we'll be bidding as an alternate. With your approval, we intend to release the project for bidding with receipt of the bids towards the end of the month of October of this year, which would permit construction approximately a month later in November. We anticipate final completion of the project in December of 2011, which coincidentally is the beginning of the next century of Hawthorne's service as an educational facility of the district. So it's a timely project. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them at this point.
Yes.
On the roof, obviously we're repairing it in the budget?
Yes.
How much is that number
About
off the hand?
$55,000.
55,000. And then that'll last how long?
We estimate another 10 years.
Okay. We probably need a new roof, I think. I would really suggest the new roof. That seems like not very long. And that's usually a big budget item.
As you saw under that alternate bid item, yes, it was a considerable item.
So we could save the 55 and do the new roof. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get
Hopefully we can get that in there.
get that in there. I would
encourage
agree with that.
if at all possible.
Tony?
You mentioned the alternate for the circular
Yes, sir.
drop-off, which is pictured in your site plan. What if that alternate is not approved? What would it look like?
There's just a layoff lane. There's an addition that goes straight through, and then there's an additional third lane, which provides as the drop-off lane where the cars could pull into that area.
I would think that's pretty necessary as well to have that circular drive.
It does have a lot to do with the appearance.
Any other questions or comments? Let's hope you get a good bid.
Yeah, right.
I'd recognize a motion to approve the final plan and specifications.
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oh, it's my fault. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is to recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve change order number 1 for project EB13, Capitol Hill High School, increase of $24,330.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the first change order for Capitol Hill. It's approximately 20% complete with construction. 6 items are included. The most significant is item number 3, asbestos abatement for $6,749, and item number 6, which is a wall support for $8,616. Obviously, as a major remodel, some of these can be expected. Total change is 0.2% of the overall contract, and there's no additional days. We recommend approval.
Are there any questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. For vote. Next item, approve the revised maintenance bond, accept project ES23 Adams Elementary School, and place the revised maintenance bond into effect as of May 26, 2010.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The project began in May 2008. It was substantially completed in August of 2009. Considerable time has passed since we've been able to close out this project due to some roofing issues that were experienced over December in some of the ice storms. It caused some roof leaks that were studied over the spring. We've determined that it would be in the best interest of the district to pursue those roof repairs independently, and so we're working with them as a separate project to make those improvements. But with the time that has passed, we are recommending that the effective bond date be returned to May 26, 2010, when the punch list was completed. So this will be the final action on Adams Elementary, the final acceptance in enacting the maintenance bond with an effective date of May 26.
Questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved or second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. There's no reason for you all to flip your switch unless you're voting against the motion.
Some of us just want to, do that.
I've had the same problem. Motion passes. Next item is recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve change order number 7 for project EB3G, Oklahoma Centennial High School, Phase 2 additions and facility improvements, decrease of $757.04. Approve the revised maintenance bond, accept the project, place the revised maintenance bond into effect as of January 26, 2010.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the final phase of the Centennial High School. It also includes a revised maintenance bond, and as you'll notice, as a part of the change order, there's a decrease of $757 for chiller modifications. We were anticipating the installation of glycol as a part of the overall project, and have since that time of the final inspection found that the water has turned dirty. There are some existing facilities that were not renovated as a part of the Centennial project that need some additional study. Fortunately, the district has a contract with Worth Hydrochem, who is an annual contract that can provide those services. So in lieu of having our contractors, a part of Maps for Kids, do that work, we're also pursuing those services independently. So the installation cost of the glycol is being removed. The glycol has been stored on site, and once that system is re-cleaned, it can be installed by the district's contractor. So we are at the point of where we're recommending final acceptance, and again, revising the effective date of the maintenance bond back to January 26, which is the time that we started the discussions on how to prepare the glycol in the final contract for the mechanical system. We're recommending approval.
Are there any questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Motion passes. Next item, McLeod Public Schools Safe Room Project Application. Additional information.
At the last trust meeting, there were some questions raised about the suburban application that's included. We wanted to bring this back just as an informational item. The questions that I recall were, was it a multi-purpose or a multi-use space? And the answer is yes. It's actually a combination gymnasium and safe room. We've also included a site plan that shows the dimensions and approximate layout of the flooring system. You can see that it also includes some changing rooms and restrooms as well. So this is just in response to some of the trustee questions after the last meeting.
Are there any questions? Next item, Mr. Couch.
Mr. Chairman, a couple of things. Project update. We're in construction on 27 schools, in design on 24 schools. The downtown elementary architectural contract is anticipated next month. The district administration building to advertise for consultants next week. Upcoming bids on 6 schools: Prairie Queen on October 10th, Early Fire on October 19th, Hawthorne Elementary we just saw on October 26th, Eugene Field on November 2nd, Belle Isle on November 16th, and then Oak Ridge on December 7th. Community meetings at Columbus, at Jackson, 2601 South Villa. The schematics design community meeting is this Thursday night at 6 o'clock. And then at Grant High School, there's a question about the card access system, or I guess at the last meeting, the trust had a question regarding the district's cost for Sonatrol card access services. The district's cost is about $1,500 a year. Grant High School is a pilot project for these services, and currently card access services are provided in-house. On the I-89 2007 bond issue, project management plan, design standards, and ed specs were approved this morning by the City Council. The first 2 groups, 12 total groups, if you remember, in the project, will be advertised for architects next week, and we're also preparing an amendment to ADG's contract to keep Mike happy and to extend the plan review and cost estimating services for the additional bond projects. And our next trust meeting will be next week, Tuesday, October 5th.
Next week. Any questions? In your packet, there is a monthly report from the Architectural Design Group. Are there any questions or comments on that? Seeing none, are there any comments by trustees?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I did attend the architectural community meeting at Independence Charter Middle School. It was extremely well attended, probably because they had free food. But there were several questions about the parking. Apparently, the addition is taking away some parking. And just if you could make the architect aware that was raised at this meeting as well.
We'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments by trustees? Staff? Citizens? Thank you for being here. We're adjourned.